New multi-viewer magic from Ensemble Designs. Stunning detail and simple setup. Easy, click-to-fill configuration from your Mac, PC, or iPad. The new Avenue Multi-Viewer from Ensemble Designs.
Hi, I'm Phil Kurz with Broadcast Engineering, and I'm here today with Jim Kutzner, who's the Senior Director of Advanced Technology at PBS. And Jim is also the Chairman of the technical group that ATSC has on ATSC 3.0. Jim, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Pulled you over to the booth for this interview so that you could bring us up to speed on ATSC 3.0. Why don't you just, for folks who might not be too familiar, lay out what some of the goals are for this system?
Certainly, Phil. ATSC 3.0 is a new system, almost undoubtedly going to be non-backward compatible. Let me go back a minute. ATSC 1.0 was really developed about 20 years ago. The core technologies around 20 years ago. And with the acceleration of technology and the competition, additional new distributors, the competition that broadcast industry has, we really need to move forward in new technology. So 3.0 really needs to be much more efficient. It needs to be a lot more flexible and extensible, and by that I mean that as new opportunities come along or new things that the users want, the broadcast industry needs to be much more nimble than it is right now with 1.0, the current DTV system. So those are some of the really the starting points, the requirements as we move forward. We do have a great deal of system requirements, pages and pages of them, but just at a high level, that's what it's all about. It's to bring new features, certainly higher quality with the opportunity for 4K or 8K, and better sound, 3D audio, and the like. But we expect that it's going to include a great deal more. The important thing to realize is that this it's backward compatible. This is going to be expensive, and it's going to really, stations are going to have to really make some major changes. So the overall 3.0 needs to be really worth the effort, really worth the cost. So
two things come to mind when I hear your answer. First of all, I want to make sure, as Envision 3.0, you said will almost certainly be non-backwards compatible. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I say, and that's pretty much my standard speech.
Okay.
You know, there's a tiny chance it could be backward compatible, but nobody is expecting that and primarily because of the physical layer transmission system. We really want to be more spectrally efficient. We do need a different transmission system. If we want to be a lot more flexible, we need more operating points. 8VSB A53 has a single operating point, and it did for good reason because of the requirements at the time it was created, but the situation has changed. So at some point in the near future I may stop saying almost certainly and just say certainly, but you know, at this point you know, we have a wide open field, so we'll see.
The other thing I wanted to clarify is you said that it will need to have flexibility and extensibility. And one thing that actually triggered in my mind was, so is there an opportunity and thought given in ATSC as it's pursuing the standardization process to create a standard that will not lock broadcasters into a technology that is state-of-the-art today, so that industry can advance along with the rest of the technology, so like we're locked into MPEG-2 right now?
That's exactly what we mean when we say extensible, flexible and extensible. Extensibility means that as new technologies come along, or as new demands from the users come along, that the system, the platform, the transmission system, and the middle layers, the layers that no one actually sees but are very important, are capable of being upgraded, added to, enhanced, and really respond to those needs. You think about 1.0 we have right now, that went on the air before really anybody heard of the internet, before email. you know, and certainly well before social media. And all these things are with us now, you know, we need to respond to that, but we also recognize that there will be new technologies and new demands from the users in the future. So we need to be extensible, have that extensibility to be able to respond to that.
Sure. And then last month, ATSC put out a call for proposals related to ATSC 3.0's physical layer.
Correct.
Just wondering if you could bring us up to speed on that call for proposals and where you would like to see things head.
Sure. Yeah, the CFP was put out last month. It's due, the proposals are due in late September. Following that, we'll take several months to analyze the responses. Informally, I've been told by a number of organizations that they will be responding, and I'm delighted to hear that. I actually expect to see a great deal of responses. Now, the CFP is for the physical layer only, and how the rest of the system comes about in the future will be determined over the next months and a year or two. Those particular groups are just getting going. But what we decided to do a little more than a year ago is even as we were creating the system requirements and writing them, we decided that the physical layer was going to take a long time. We had a large number of subject matter experts who were ready to go, and so we let that particular specialist group go ahead and work on the physical layer, and they decided to propose as a call for proposals, which the ATSC, accepted, and they went ahead and put it together. So that call for proposals includes a great deal of requirements. In other words, technically, down to some pretty specific details. What should the system do? What's the minimum capability of a new system? And then also it includes at high level how those proposals are going to be measured, how they're going to be evaluated. So the CFP is available. It's on the Open ATSC website. I believe there's a link right from the front page from the press release. Anybody can go there. We've sent the CFP around to dozens of organizations and research centers and universities and individuals around the world, and also to other standards development organizations, and then also we posted it publicly and let everybody know. So, as I said, we expect to see a great deal of response.
And lastly, as relates to ATSC 3.0, and I'm not trying to nail you down here, but just generally, could you give us kind of an idea of what the time frame is for the development and when we might actually move on to ATSC 3.0 and set the need to get permission from the government to transition this aside? That's a different issue, but your part of it.
Everybody asks me that question. In fact, that's generally the first question. When's it going to be done? Well, my answer is what we've said publicly, and that is we have a timetable, and that we have a number of things that are activities that we put in our timetable, and that leads up to a candidate standard. We're pegging it December 2015.
Okay.
December 2015. Now, the timetable, I'm sure, will be adjusted. There are two new groups that were just created in January and have just started, and that is one group is working on the management protocols, and those are the middle layers, and then the upper layer, application and presentation, the interface to the users, what the users actually see.
Right.
And those groups are just starting, so they'll be laying out their own timetables on exactly what they expect to accomplish and when, and I expect that those will be fit within or inserted into our detailed timeline, and we'll go from there. But right now, we're saying December 2015. That's my goal.
Well, Jim, thanks for taking out a few minutes at this hectic NAB to come over and tell us what's up with ATSC 3.0.
Thanks for the invitation.
You're welcome.